What's up, guys? Joel Vallie from Media Glitch here, and I am not alone. I have Radical Reggie here. Hello, say hello.
Hello, everyone.
And we are doing our, how do you say it? Our annual top 5 games of,
Of each year, pretty much. We've been doing this since 2017, I believe. So we've been keeping a good track record on this, and everything. We like to tell you guys about our top 5 games of the year. Our list is a bit different from a lot of other people's. We're not just going for AAA titles. There might be a lot of titles you guys don't know about in here. That's what keeps these things really interesting. So I'm very excited. I got a good list here. Joel, I'm sure you got a great list as well.
My list is gonna definitely be different than years prior, just because sadly all I played this year was popular titles. So it was a hard year for me to put together, having gotten COVID, being on oxygen for 7 months, and just this whole it was just a weird year in general. And honestly, there wasn't very many games that I was insanely excited about. And so it was kind of hard to do this list, but I do have a list nonetheless.
All right.
And so
right on.
I think we're going to start with some honorable mentions first, right?
Yeah. I have one honorable mention that I would like to tell everybody about. Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Donna on the PS5 was released. 60 frames per second. Some people told me 120 frames per
120
second.
if you, I guess if you go in there and you
change the settings.
Yep.
So, man, such an amazing game. I played the PS5 version, and I thought I was going to only play it for a couple minutes. Ended up playing it for 5 hours, man, because that game pulls you in that much. It is a must-have experience for people who love action RPGs. And if you want to get into the Ys saga, I would say definitely check that one out. Yeah,
for sure. I guess, Ys 5, it came out this year. It came out years ago, but it came out again this year, last month on the PS5. So that would be an honorable mention for me, too. And I could give you 3 honorable mentions. The first one would be Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, which me and the stream team, we streamed a lot of that. We had a lot of fun. It doesn't make the list because there's just not enough content there to keep it going, it's
kind of bare bones.
Yeah, the Quarry I felt was a pretty good game. Had fun with that. That could be that would probably be an honorable mention. And I think this is it would be my number 5. It goes back and forth on these 2 games, but I'm gonna say it would be Shredder's Revenge would be my number 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But it's not my number 5. It didn't make it.
I know, but just that that's on the list, though.
It became an honorable mention.
Okay. Honorable mention list.
All right, let's go on with our top 5 of 2022, and let us know in the comment section down below what is your top 5 games for 2022, and have you played some of our games? And I will turn off my notifications. Okay, on my phone. Go ahead, Reggie. Get us kicked off.
I'm sorry, now?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. So a lot of people don't know about this game. I love fighting games, and I don't think this was in the. I think if I remember correctly, this game came out this year. I'm pretty sure it came out this year, but this is Melty Blood type Lumina for the PS4. Now this is a fighting game.
It did
the Melty Blood series. Okay, thank goodness. That would have been. Yeah. But the Melty Blood series is what I would call a hidden fighting game. A lot of people don't know about it. It's become more popular these days, but back in the day, it wasn't really popular in America. So it's starting to get more popular. It's a lot of fun. They're releasing free character content for this game, so it's really nice to keep adding on characters for free.
Oh, nice.
It's just a really fun animated fighting game, and the music in the game is top notch. They have some really good soundtrack. Music on the soundtrack that's really well done. I was really impressed with it. But unfortunately, as of right now, the only way to get this is the Japanese version, which plays in English, but it's very expensive, I would say. We're talking about the Switch versions going for $100, which is insane. So somebody needs to re-release it in America so we get more people to get the physical copy, hands on it, for a fair price, I would say. But definitely check this one out if you're into fighting games. It's a lot of fun, and I feel it's somewhat user friendly. You know, it does have an auto combination button. You know, but you still gotta like step it up beyond that because that's only gonna work for so long if you just push one button to do a combo. So, yeah, that's my first one.
I really wanted that game. You know, I did. The collector's edition, and it sold out. Reggie, you got one, and I got so mad I didn't even play the game yet. I still haven't played it. I get bitter sometimes, Reggie. I'm not gonna lie.
I was looking for a copy for you, man. I found a cheap one, but at that time you had still lost interest, man. So I was like, dang, dude.
When you say cheap, what was it, like $300?
No, it was like $250.
Yeah. And I was
no. It was like $180 or something like that.
And even that I didn't even want to pay because I was already. It probably would have been on my list. It would have probably been on my top 5 list. But you know, and I get it. Like not a lot of people know this series, so they're not going to make a ton of them. But you know, I was just kind of salty that it was my own fault too.
It's unfair when a game sells out that fast, man. That was like totally like messed up. And then they were saying they're going to get them back in stock. Yes. And when they did get them back in stock, they raised the price of them.
And that's what made it even worse. Like when they did get more, they shot it up because they knew it was high in demand, and that's when I got salty. You know, so. All right. Well, that brings us to my number 5. And this is a game we played on the stream. Reggie totally hated it. We played it a lot. And eventually Reggie just went and sold his copy. And we were talking about the Evil Dead, the game. And I get why Reggie, the way they promoted it, it was a little bit different than what we thought it was going to be. And Reggie just wasn't feeling it, man. And I get it. I have those games as well, but a lot of us continue to stream the game and play the game, and they've been given good content and updating it, and it's a tough game. Did I already say what it was? I don't know if I even said it. It's the Evil Dead.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, cool. Because I'm just I'm an Evil Dead fan through and through. And something about playing, you know, Ash, Evil Ash, all these characters that now have been in my life since I was a kid. Like that stuff always wins out sometimes for me. It's just nostalgia. And a lot of times at this point in my life in gaming, you know, when we've been here since the jump, we've been here since Atari, I've seen and done it all. Like I like to play things that I'm like, oh, cool, an Evil Dead game. You know, even on the ones on the PlayStation, I like, and you know, because it's just Evil Dead. It's Evil Dead, man. Yep. And I love it. The game's hard as nails if you don't play with a whole team, but I had a really good time with that. That's my number 5.
All right, number 5. All right, so my number 4. Oops, almost dropped the game here. This game impressed me. I wasn't expecting to be this happy playing this game, but I gotta go with Cotton Fantasy for PS4 and the Switch. Now, Cotton Fantasy, this is a shoot 'em up game, and it's a sequel to the Cotton series, which had kind of been dormant for a lot of years. You know, they started bringing out some reboots for it, and you know, and then all of a sudden they made this one. The name of it is called Cotton Rock and Roll, but they changed it for some reason in America, so they call it Cotton Fantasy. But as I played this game, Joel, dude, I was hooked, man. I couldn't believe how much fun I was having with it. And not only that, it's really cool because after you beat the first level, you get to choose the next level you want to go to. So you don't have to play the levels in a certain order. So that keeps the game fresh in a way. You know what I mean? Yeah. The game is hilarious. The story, cinematics are funny if you watch those, the comic parts. And it's just overall like a love letter to the Cotton series and shoot 'em up fans in general. So definitely, I would say this is my number 4 on the list. Again, Cotton Fantasy, folks. Check this one out.
Nice. I knew that was going to be on your list.
Oh, yeah.
Coming in at number 4, a lot of people didn't care for this game, and I still have to beat it. And usually I don't put games on that I haven't beat yet. But I tell you, it's been a rough year, okay? It's been, you know, time's been very limited. But what I play of it so far, I love it. And I don't understand why people don't like it. I don't understand why I got a bad rep. Because it's actually really, really fun. It's a good time. And I'm talking about, and oh, I should shout out a viewer who sent it to me, Super Miguel. You know Super Miguel.
Super Miguel Unboxing, yeah, I remember.
and that is Final Fantasy: Stranger of Paradise.
Yeah.
And this comes. So this is you know, Team Ninja developed this, and it
really,
yeah. And so it's not Square Enix, I guess. I mean, I'm sure Square Enix still publishes it, but Team Ninja did this, and I love the combat. The acting is a bit. Story's kind of silly, but like I had a lot of fun so far, and all I want to do is, you know how we get reviews sent to us, and we're always working, we're always editing YouTube, and we're always doing that. And sometimes you don't get the game to play the game you just want to play. That's right. This, and I can't wait to get back to it. So I got a couple weeks off. It's the end of the year, so this one will probably get back into the rotation for sure. So
there you go, right on.
That's my number 4.
Okay, good stuff, Joel. And number 3 is a game that got released this year. It's been a long time coming. It was on hold for a long time. It got tested years ago, but since it didn't do well, they kind of shelved it. But some people decided to finish the game. They wanted to complete it, you know, make it a home console game. So that is Clockwork Ocarina for the PlayStation 4. This was released earlier this year. I mean, this game is a platform game. It's a lot of fun. It is an arcade game, so it has an arcade game length to it. But I think it's pretty fun. But at the same time, I can understand why it failed in arcades. You know, you see this colorful game, it looks cute and everything, but you're not going to play that. You're going to play something else. So yeah. I think that's why it's more of a game that would have did better if it was released on consoles in the first place. And that's what happened with it, unfortunately. But hey, better late than never. 20 years later, we finally get this game finished, complete, and it is my number 3. I think Clockwork Ocarina is worthy to be on this list.
Right on, man, right on. Well, that brings us to our number 3, and hopefully by the time you're watching it, you can go see my review of this. But it would be Star Ocean, the Divine Force, coming in at number 3. Just finished it last week. Very fun game. You know, I don't have very much playtime in the Star Ocean series. The one on the PlayStation 1, and then probably this. You know what I mean? I have like the PS3 ones and stuff, but I just haven't gotten around to playing them, you know? Right. Because RPGs is an investment, and I probably already put 60 hours into this one, just, you know, doing leveling up my guy, my smithing, all that stuff. But you can beat the game in about 40 hours if you run through it, I think. Yeah, you're gonna have to go see my pros and cons video about it. There's a lot of stuff I love. There's some stuff I don't like, but it was good enough to make number 3 on my list. Star Ocean, the Divine Force. So.
Right on. So, man, my number 2. Man, you guys probably forgot I played this game, but number 2, a gift from CAG, Horizon Forbidden West for the PlayStation 4. Dude, I love the first Horizon Zero Dawn game. So Forbidden West, I think it was I think it was even better than that one in some ways. I had a great time with it. I was hooked when I played it. I was hooked. So when a game hooks me like these games do, like it's a wrap pretty much. So I pretty much played this game all the way through, and I had such a great time playing it. And now they're going to release some DLC for it pretty soon, so I'm very excited about that. But I just think these are really well done games, and it actually, you know, even though I was playing on the PS4, the PS5 version, man, looks phenomenal. And if you haven't played the Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West games, you owe it to yourself to play these games. I believe they're on PlayStation Plus. Well, at least the first one is for free, so you can download and play that one. And I'm sure if they have Horizon Forbidden West on there, it'll probably be like cheaper, you know, possibly because the DLC is coming out pretty soon, so they want more people to pick up the game. But a great experience with this game. I don't want to spoil too much about it. That's why I'm not telling you guys too much about the story. But a worthy sequel, a worthy investment, in my number 2.
I put 15 hours, I think, into the first one, and
you gave up on it, huh, Joel?
I gave up because it was hard. I couldn't. I just did not connect at all with that game anywhere and on any level. I was just like, I just don't know. And I, you know, in general, I have a hard time with open world games too.
Hmm.
just because it's like, hey, do this. Hey, will you go get this? Hey, will you do that? It's just all these little fetch quests all the
Hence,
time.
that's why you haven't played GTA so either,
GTA,
because
yeah,
it's
you
a
know.
sandbox game. Like, go do this, do that.
And so it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I have a hard time with it, but I'm glad that you like it, and I won't knock it because I understand a lot of people love that game, and they have a love for that game, and I just, it's just, you know, different strokes for different folks is what they say, right? Like, it ain't me. My power went out for a second.
Oh, did it? Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's still recording though. Okay, so that brings, is that your number 2?
That was my number 2, so next is my number 1.
That part of the list, holy cow.
Yeah.
Would it surprise you, Reggie, if I told you my number 2 game is a Nintendo Switch game?
No, not at all. I mean, it'd be weird because I know how you feel about the Switch and its games.
My number 2 is actually Dragon Quest Treasures, and I've been playing that a lot lately. I'm a Dragon Quest fan through and through, and the way the story starts, you know, you're immediately you're on this Viking ship, and you play as Eric from Dragon Quest 10, or not 10, but 11. Sorry, 10's the only one that's never been brought to America. But 11, you know, you play as Eric as a kid, you know, and you're on this Viking ship. I mean, it immediately, there's not even it says push start, that's it. And then you go right into the game. And immediately it just draws you in. Immediately it sucks you into the story, escaping the Viking ship, you know, releasing these 2 creatures. I don't want too much, but the story keeps going, and there's the treasure element. But it's like an action RPG as well, so it's not your turn-based combat like a normal Dragon Quest. And so Dragon Quest Treasures, to me, I can't put it down right now. It's like, you know, and like I said, I usually don't stat games or review or say games that are my top 5 that I haven't completed, but like I played enough to go, yes, this is it. This is like
it's a Switch exclusive then.
Oh yeah, at the moment.
Wow. At the moment, okay, maybe.
And that pisses me off, but like, you know, you do what you gotta do, you know. And coming in at number 2 is Dragon Quest Treasures.
Okay, and now a little drum roll here. My number 1, which you guys were probably expecting, or maybe not expecting.
Dead by Daylight.
But I knew it was gonna be number 1. Joel, you probably knew it was gonna be number 1. But Star Ocean: The Divine Force.
Oh, that's your number 1. Okay, nice.
Man.
Tell me about it.
So a little history. I love the Star Ocean series. There's no Star Ocean game that I do not love. Part 5 is the weakest, but anyway, past that, I still liked it somewhat. But the Divine Force really tries to bring the series back to its former glory, and I had such a great time playing this game. I mean, one of the things about Star Ocean I loved back in the day was the travel of different planets, you know, meeting different species of characters, stuff like that. It was amazing. If you haven't played Star Ocean, the second story, you guys must play that game. It's amazing. But these games just have a lot going for it with the development of creating items and potions and stuff like that. You know, there's so much stuff you could do in this game. And the game has like multiple endings, which is outstanding. I remember Star Ocean, the second story, had like 81 like possible endings, which was insane. This one doesn't have that many. They're more like character developed endings, pretty much. Like, you know, you end up with a certain character. But still, it's just an amazing game. The characters are very likable. The combat is a lot of fun. It has a lot going for it. It does have some issues with going back and forth here and there, which is kind of annoying. But
like
I'm just happy that
to your room to the deck to your room to the deck. I'm like, oh
something that can be done during a cinematic or something like that. Yeah. But overall, I'm just happy to have the series back, and it seems like they put a lot of time. They put a lot of time into it. You know, I knew they were making a new Star Ocean game when they brought out the remastered First Departure on the PSN and Switch. I said, all right, they're looking to see if people are interested in a new Star Ocean game, so that's why they're doing that, and I was right. So definitely my number 1, and yeah, that's all I got to say. Star Ocean.
I'll say this about Star Ocean too: the combat system and what they're doing with it now is epic. Like it just it feels so good to just fly around like Superman all over the place.
The system,
the whole battle system, everything, the skill trees, the way you can get your perks, and it's not all about a skill tree like most of these. It's a skill tree. Then there's more. Then there's more. In your perks and in your abilities and all this and that. So they did a really, really good job with the game. That's very good. So it's worthy of a #1. So sorry I'm not showing any physical games because some of these games, are digital.
I didn't mean to either. I just so used to doing it like that.
I know,
so,
and usually I'm the physical. I was with you, and then I've kind of moved on to digital.
Right.
And like Star Ocean, they sent me the code, so which is great because I got to review a game that was fun, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now my #1, I chose this as my #1 because it's the most, besides Dead by Daylight, which Reggie and I play on a daily basis. It was the game that I put the most hours into, and that came out in 2022. It's really fun, and again, I still haven't beat it. It's crazy, and I'm right at the end. I'm like right at the end, but I was like, oh, you know what? I'd like to beat it on a stream. But, the capture card break, just stuff like that, or we're streaming something else. I just haven't gotten to it. And my #1, and you're going to hate it, Reggie, it's Elden Ring. It's the game of the year. It was, and for an RPG, I don't know much about the Souls game. I've never played a Souls game. I've never played any of those games. And people are like, oh, it's brutally hard and all this and that. I didn't find it any harder. I didn't find it as hard as our Nintendo hard, retro hard. I felt like, okay, I just with the pattern, okay, got it. But it was fun, and I think what I liked about it the most was just how big the world is. If you bought that game day one at $59, you got your money's worth, man. And the art direction, the score, everything, they really made it feel like a big epic journey. And I took it and I enjoyed it. It was fun. And so, I know that's probably the standard. That's why I said this year's a little bit different, because my game, probably my game of the year is everyone's game of the year, unless you like that garbage God of War. So that's it, Reggie.
Another year complete, man, of our top 5, man. I feel we had some good choices, man, and and I'm not hating on the Elden Ring, man. I'm happy you liked it. Maybe I'll like it if I finally play it one day.
Right.
But I don't know when that'll be, but maybe one day if I see it on the cheap, man, I'll pick it up. We go all play it together, and I'll see what the fuss is about. But that's gonna do it for this video for this year, man.
Yeah, and next year's video, there's so much good stuff coming out next year. This year, I feel was people are warming up. The pandemic was done. You know what I mean? They're starting to get back into gear. I think next year is going to be mind blowing. Some of the titles, all the titles that are coming, it's going to be insane.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Final Fantasy 16 though for me. I'm just going to call it.
For me, it's going to be Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2, which is called something else. I think Rebirth or something like that. I can't remember. But that'll be my game of next year for sure. If it comes out next year. I think it does.
I'm not sure. I don't know. So, well, Reggie, thank you so much, guys. If you don't know Radical Reggie, which I'm sure you do, if you don't, his link to his YouTube channel is down below. Thank you guys so much. Again, let us know what was your game of the year. What were your top 5 picks? What did you play in 2022? And we'll see you this time next year. Bye-bye.
Oh my God, I cannot believe we're going to play the Strange Brigade tonight, man. Away, Strange Brigade, away! Oh my God, I cannot believe we're going to play the Strange Brigade tonight, man. Away, Strange Brigade, away! Oh my God, I cannot believe we're going to play the Strange Brigade tonight, man. Away, Strange Brigade, away!